Hey, what's up everybody? I am Jason and you're watching my channel, Micro Investor. So in this video, I want to talk about how much money is needed to live off of dividends. Now I know a lot of people are all about that FIRE movement. Now FIRE is an acronym for Financial Independence Retire Early. And a lot of people's strategies with investing into dividends have changed because a lot of stocks that a lot of people have invested into have, cut their dividends with what's going on in the world right now. So I want to highlight some stocks and ETFs also that are still paying out really good dividends, and their dividends are strong, and there's actually at a better yield right now than they were before. So I want to cover all these topics in this video. If you do enjoy this video, please hit the like button as it does help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you haven't already. So an important thing that you need to know when you're investing into a stock that pays a dividend is that what you're getting when you get that dividend is a portion of that company's earnings. And when you're buying your dividend stock, make sure that you're buying one that is recession proof. Now remember that a lot of people bought stocks that into travel and hospitality for their dividends, like Carnival Cruise Lines, for example, and that didn't end up working out so well for them. So when you're buying your dividend stock, try to buy one that's more essential, that is something that people are going to still want and need in the future. And one of the best things you can do to find out if that dividend stock is a good one to invest into is just looking at the history of its dividend payments. Now, for me personally, I just find the history on Yahoo Finance, and from there I can see how many times it's paid out over many years, and not only that, how many times they've raised the dividend as well. But you can also go to NASDAQ and many other places. Just do a quick Google search and you can get that information. Now, not all stocks pay their dividends out quarterly, but many of them do. There are stocks out there that pay dividends out monthly, twice a year, or even once a year. So if you're somebody that is new to buying stocks but wants to get into dividend investing, one of the best things that you can do is buy into an ETF, which is an exchange traded fund. Now inside of that is a bunch of different stocks, and they have ones that are particularly for dividends that you can find, such as Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, ticker symbol VYM. So currently VYM's yield is at 3.52%. The top 10 holdings in VYM make up more than 25% of its assets, with stocks like JP Morgan Chase, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, AT&T, Intel, etc. Then we got Spider's S&P Dividend ETF, ticker symbol SDY, and its current dividend yield is 3.16%. And SDY's top 10 holdings make up about 20% of its assets, with stocks like ExxonMobil, AbbVie, Franklin Resources, Chevron, and IBM. And there's also ProShares S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrat ETF, ticker symbol NOBL. Now what a Dividend Aristocrat is a stock that has been paying out its dividend for over 10 years and also raising the amount of money that it's paying out. And the dividend yield on NOBL is lower than some of the other ones, but remember that these are all stocks that have been consistently growing the amount of money that they're paying out on their dividends. And NOBL has a lot of different holdings, and it keeps all the assets pretty balanced out. And if you're somebody that wants to invest in single stocks and go for an even higher yield, some of my favorite dividend paying stocks are Realty Income, ticker symbol O, and currently the yield is at 5%. Now this company is a REIT, but the cool thing is they pay their dividend out monthly. And I recently talked about this stock actually in a recent video not that long ago. And the Dividend Aristocrat telecommunications company AT&T, ticker symbol T, is currently paying out a dividend yield of 6.75%. And International Business Machines, but you probably know them more for their ticker symbol IBM. Now their current dividend yield is at 5.35%. And the pharmaceutical company Pfizer, ticker symbol PFE, whose current dividend yield is at 4%. And another pharmaceutical play, AbbVie, ticker symbol ABBV, whose current dividend yield is at 5.2%. And of course, let's not forget about one of America's favorite beverage companies, Coca-Cola, ticker symbol KO, whose current dividend yield is at 3.56%. And if you're investing into single stocks, of course, you're going to want to diversify your portfolio. You're not going to want to put all your eggs in one basket and only invest into one stock. But since we are going to talk about dividend stocks to live off of, for simplicity reasons, we're just going to pick one dividend stock just to give us a yield, and that's going to be AT&T, who's currently paying out a quarterly dividend of 52 cents every quarter, which equals out to $2.08 per year. That is a dividend yield of 6.75% at the stock's current price. So if you want to live off the dividends of your AT&T stock, what you need to do is you need to figure out how much money you need to invest into AT&T to get to a certain income on that dividend that you can live off of. So you need to figure out an amount that you can live off of. So say $65,000 a year is what you want to generate in dividend income from AT&T stock. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the income and divide it by the dividend yield. So 650,000 divided by 0.0675. And then when we do that, we figure out that we need to invest $962,963 into AT&T stock to get to a comfortable living of $65,000, which will equal out to quarterly payments of $16,250. So if you're going to try to get the same results of $65,000 a year from a stock that had a lower paying dividend yield, say one that was half the amount of AT&T, then you can expect to have to invest twice as much to get the same results. And the good thing about investing into a stock that pays a dividend, as you continue to invest your money into that stock, it can also reinvest the dividends into the stock as well, helping compound the growth of the investment. And an easy way to figure that out is to use a compound calculator. Now, all I did was just download one in the App Store for free, and I figured out that I need to invest $2,020 for the next 20 years, and that would equal to $484,800, but I would get a profit from that with a dividend rate of 6.75%. The profit will be $482,220. So in total, that would be $967,020. So as you can see, with the power of compounding, it's much easier to reach your goal. And the good thing about compounding is time is on your side. The more time you give it, the more time it has to grow. So say if you don't want to invest $2,000 a month and you want to invest less money, you can just put more years onto your goal to get the same income results in the end. Now let's talk about taxes, as not all dividend stocks are taxed equally. They're basically in two categories. You got qualified dividends, which are taxed using capital gains, and then you have non-qualified ordinary dividends that use your basic income tax rates. So to give you an example of what a qualified dividend stock is, that would be, for example, AT&T, who pays their dividend out from their profits to you, and then you're taxed on that dividend in the form of a capital gains. Now, the cool thing about capital gains taxes is the rates are between 0 and 20%. And an example of what a non-qualified ordinary dividend is would be like a REIT, a real estate investment trust, for example, the stock Realty Income, ticker symbol O, or an MLP, which is a master limited partnership. And for example, one of those would be the amusement park company Cedar Fairs, ticker symbol FUN. So because of the way that REITs and MLPs and other non-qualified dividends pay their dividends, those are taxed at ordinary income, so between 10 and 37%. So if your strategy is to live off of dividends, then it would be ideal to invest into qualified dividend paying stocks. That way you're paying less money in taxes. And because of how capital gains taxes work, that is how the wealthy pay less money in taxes than a lot of normal income earners. And there's a couple things that you have to keep in mind when investing into dividend stocks for the purpose of living off of. One of those being inflation. Now, a lot of dividend stocks do raise the amount that they're paying in their dividend over time, but there's no certainty on if that is going to keep up with inflation. And not only that, whatever the goal is you set for yourself, say $65,000, who even knows if that is going to even be enough money to live off of 20 years from now. So that is definitely something that you have to keep in mind, that you probably are going to have to add a little bit more money to keep up with inflation. And it's also possible that you could be invested into a company that's been around for 100 plus years, doing really well, and then all of a sudden a bad CEO takes over the company and they end up having to cut their dividend or even get rid of it altogether, which is something that happened to General Electric, for example. Now, as far as my long-term dividend investment strategy is, I'm in no hurry to retire early as I have two small children. My oldest is only 4 years old and my youngest is 5 months. So I got many years of these kids being in school. And if I was to retire early, I'd be at home bored with nothing to do. Now, if you made it this far in this video, I hope you've already given this video a like, because it does help me out with the YouTube algorithm and it helps spread this video to more people that might find it interesting. Now, no part of this video is meant to be any sort of financial or tax advice. This is just simply me talking about something that I'm very passionate in. So I'd like to hear from you guys. I'd like to hear what your favorite dividend stocks are. Do you like ETFs? Do you like single stocks? And what is your investment strategy? Are you looking to retire early on dividends? So as always, everybody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I have new videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next video coming very soon. Hey, real quick, if you guys need to build a website, check out my affiliate, hostm1.com. And you can find me on Instagram at micro_investor.